Hello, everybody. Where are my notes? Need my notes. Got my notes. Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness. What a week. What a week. I just got done watching the show. And yeah, this is a great time to hop on while it's fresh on my mind. Ready to talk about it. See who is all in here. I just tweeted it out. Got 7 people in here now. That's awesome. All right. Oh my gosh. So I am not in my house, like my normal house. I am still on vacation. And to get the setup right, you guys, has taken quite a bit. So forgive me if like randomly my screen starts turning like green or flickers or flashes, whatever. It is what it is. And I can't help it. I'm trying my best. The lighting has been something to behold in this house. Straight back to the 80s. Yes. I am clear. I'm trying to always be in space, Maestro. I mean, that's where I belong. I always say I need more space. It's kind of a pun, but you know. Hey, Troll, glad you're here. 01LS. Oh my gosh. You gave me your name last time. What was your name last time? I'm trying to remember. Please remind me. I will remember, Billy. I'm so sorry. Maestro, thank you for joining. I see we got 11. I'm going to just start slowly, and I want to know your guys' take on some of this stuff because I have likes, I have gripes, and I have predictions. And I have to say, I was spot on with the idea of this being our Cara Dune episode. Bryce Dallas Howard, I think, she doesn't get a lot of credit in Hollywood. She has a very famous father, and this is her first big show, I think, that she's taken under her wing to fully direct. And she always was the one that was going to be building Cara Dune's character. So I think in terms if we focus on that aspect of this episode, she hit it out of the park. Cara Dune's character, very well built. I'm going to kind of go through that in a little bit, though. Yes, Omara and Winta. Omara? Let me see if I can get the name right. Omara and Winta. Forced romances bother me. So this is clearly an episodic style show. Okay, episodic meaning it's got a clear beginning, end, and middle. Things are fast paced. Building relationships feel so awkward when they are done in this way. Oh God. It was cringy. It was really cringy. If I had the time, I've done like a funny video about the cringe of this episode. The putting her hands. I was like, no, this can't be. I've seen the trailers. We all have seen the trailers where he's like, she's reaching for the helmet. And we're like, no, it can't be this soon, right? It is. Ugh, weird. Weird. I need my space. She was encroaching on his space. It was awkward. Girl's got some confidence, though. I'll give her that. All right, Marshall. I'm going to remember. I swear. Jake. Hello, Jake D. Alex McCarthy. Thomas Gilkey. Hello. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're having a good week. Soul Assassin. So let's just dive into chat and kind of talk a little bit about it. How is Baby Yoda? I know Ryan hated Baby Yoda. What else is new? What else is new? Ryan, I was tempted to buy Ryan for Christmas a Baby Yoda, but he will burn it, and I can't have that on my conscience, so it's not happening. Yes, but Baby Yoda had moments, you guys, like the walking around and being super cute and cuddly, and yeah, I mean, Baby Yoda's Baby Yoda. What are you gonna do? I'm excited. I think next episode is chapter 5, directed and written. Like I know written. Jon Favreau does a lot of writing, but this one has a lot of Dave Filoni, and I think we're gonna get a lot more Baby Yoda stuff now because the end of this episode, this chapter sort of demands more information about Baby Yoda. So I think next week is going to be crucial. It's going to be a must see chapter for sure. Jake D, I agree. Wasn't as good as the others, but it wasn't bad. The last episode was hard. It's hard to the last episode pacing was fantastic. Deborah Chow, man, she was amazing, wasn't she? I mean, the amount of action she packed into that in a logical sequence that made sense from start to finish with the storyline in that short period of time. Very, very well done. There were moments in this episode that were brilliant, though, and I'm going to cover some of those here in a little bit. She did a better job, Alex McCarthy, she did a better job directing a Star Wars than her dad. Womp womp. You can't hate Ron Howard, though. He's a national treasure, right? Back in the what was the show? Andy Griffith days. Episode was okay for me. Yeah, I feel like that's been the consensus overall. I haven't seen anyone else's reviews. I like going into this kind of just with my perspective, unfiltered from anything else that I've seen. But I really look forward to jumping in to see everyone else's thoughts about this, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of commonality with a few things. So we're going to get started. First of all, it starts off beautiful. Again, the cinematics of this show are amazing. Starting underwater, you see all the beautiful colors of the krill, and it gives you just the instant setting of where we are. We're in a krill farming village. It's beautifully done. I loved that. Again, I'm all about world building, and I feel like, again, Mandalorian has done what 6 or 7 years of Star Wars movie making has not. It is adequate world building. I feel like there was a lot of character put into this world. Sorgan, the planet Sorgan. Then most of the, I mean, Jakku, or it's just, it feels like, so I feel like I like seeing this farmer village too. These outer rim planets that are untouched really by a lot of the typical tech that we see in Star Wars. It was really interesting to see that. I enjoyed it. So very simple village we're introduced to here, where we see Winta, the child with the mother, Omera. They were not my favorites. Winta was fine. She was a play buddy for Baby Yoda. All right. I mean, it was cute. It was nice to see Baby Yoda was occupied. Basically, they needed someone to occupy Baby Yoda, because, as we know later in this episode, in this chapter, by the way, spoiler, if you're watching this, I mean, get out if you want to see it first, but you should know this already. We're going pretty in-depth analysis and review, as I do in all of my live streams. But they needed a babysitter, and Winter fit all, right? Isn't that what it was? I mean, it felt natural in that respect. So I liked that part of it. But that's all she was. So, and I really liked the thing of this. Before we knew that she was going to be the love interest, I loved how you see the mother, once the village is hacked by the Klatooinian raiders, you see her literally running towards ATST fire. Again, all of these SJW feminazis coming out of the woodworks about women not having roles, being roles. I'm just going to flat out say I wanted to do a video, if I had the time, about how speaking roles don't necessarily determine strength in a woman's role on film. Oftentimes, it's a woman who is very strong, not needing to speak a ton. I think there's strength in being blunt as a woman or man. And action, to me, speak louder than words. And then you have things like Charlie's Angels, where the action is the movement of the mouth. And we all know how Charlie's Angels went. But some people didn't get the memo on that. Good luck to them in the future. But what I'm trying to get at is I love how motherhood as a prevailing theme in this. It's very strong. It's very strong. And as a mother, I appreciate that. Mother's looked at something that's looked at very negatively in Hollywood these days. And to see a mom in that kind of a situation, I mean, out craziness, ATSD shooting at you, running towards the fire, the blaster fire, to save your daughter. I get it. And I really like that. Yes, please hit the like button. I'm going to leave this one up for a little bit. Thank you. Good looking out. Motherhood, the armorer. big motherhood theme there too. She's letting her just hash it out in front of her, basically letting them get their aggressions out with one another. Didn't interfere. I love that. It's great. She coddles in some respect, saying, okay, you don't have your signet, it's okay, it'll come to you. There, child, it'll come to you. I love that. I love the idea of motherhood being a source of strength in this show. I've seen it multiple times now. I hope it continues. We need more of that. And fatherhood sometimes. That'd be great. Positive fatherhood. That'd be wonderful. Because it's in real life. It's everywhere in real life. But not so much on screen. No. So yeah, so she is running towards her fire for her daughter. They hide underneath this little wood basket that they use to, I guess, farm the krill. And, chaos ensues, and we get a clear understanding of what's going on. These raiders, these villagers are in utter fear for their livelihood because these raiders are taking over. And it was a good intro. I thought it was a very well done intro. All right, I'm going to touch on the chat a little bit. All hail Baby Yoda, Gray Troll, yes. Mason W, hey Candy, this episode wasn't as good as the others. I really want to like Cara Dune, but her acting felt weak. So there were moments, yes, I thought there were some slight issues with the acting, but I'll tell you what, made it up with the fighting style. That girl can kick an ass. Yes. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoy watching real fighters fight. She's a real fighter, and it definitely translated well on screen for me. I would love that. I think that's great. And I did a little digging, by the way. The Mandalorian, one of his main stunt guys, what is the name? Lateef Crowder specializes in Capuraha. It's the Brazilian style of fighting, and so you see a lot of like that styling. I guess they have a clear vision of the style for the Mandalorian, so it's kind of interesting to see those little bits of nods of that fight style in there. I was interested in looking up kind of references for the fighting styles for both Cara and our Mandalorian. Hello there, Boba Fett's biggest fan. Hi there, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good week. Gray Troll, hi Steve York. Ryan cracks me up. How can someone hate baby? Yeah, I know, right? Something's not right with that guy. Something's not right. But that's okay. Not for me to judge. Hail, Deep Eyes. Hello. Hail to you, Soul Assassin. I wonder if the Mandalorian is going to fight the guild. You mean like the guild, the Bounty Hunter Guild? Because his family is the tribe. It's a tribe, not a guild. There's some misconceptions in that, so I'm curious what you mean. If you mean like fighting the Bounty Hunter Guild like he did last time. I mean, I don't think he's going to fight his brothers. I don't think he's going to do that, but I do think we're going to see them again. I had this at a 5 out of 10. Felt a little too filler. Yeah, most of these character development storylines, especially the beginning of them, are going to be filler to a lot of people. They have their place though, for sure. But pacing was a little off. And I wonder what the payoff is with this forced romance in the future. I hope there is. Otherwise, it felt like definite filler. It's unnecessary. I feel like, but they're going to probably meet again. I still think Quill, the Ugnaught friend, I think they're going to meet again. I mean, there's a TV spot where we see him still that we haven't had that on screen yet, where he's patting his back. That hasn't happened yet. So unless that's an edit that's been cut, that's still coming up too. So maybe these are all relationships that are going to be coming up in the second half of the season. Can't believe we're already saying second half of the season. Isn't that crazy? So short. Gary and Ryan hated this episode, really? I hope maybe I'll be, I don't think I'm going to, I am not doing Friday Night Tights tonight, but possibly next Friday. Maybe. I'll still be out of town though. I'm be gone for a little while. I'm going to be meeting up with Drunk 3PO. Can't wait to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe Jesse too. All right. So let's see here. Leave it on back on this one because that's so sweet. I like that. All right. Moving on. So I love the Baby Yoda touching a bunch of buttons and Mandalorian stop touching things. I mean, that was cute, right? I mean, relatable parent moments are relatable, right? That's what they're for. Put you in that seat with them, and yeah, you're used to it. It's pretty funny. So Sorgan, the planet. I just watched this one time. These notes are on one time. If I had more time, I would start deep diving into histories of things and try to present that next time. But this week I'm going to be doing that because I'm still out of town. But I will possibly make another little mini video that might go into some details about Sorgan, or if there is anything about that or any other backgrounds of the Klaatuinians, or I don't know. I'm not yet. But just touching on, so new planet here. We've got kind of a foresty planet. It's like, I love that moment when he called, it's so sweet, the relationship you see with the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, you little swamp rat. Like, you little stinker, you little swamp rat. Clearly working on the relatability here with the whole daddy son thing. Pretty cute. And again, props to the designers, the puppet designers and CI team on Baby Yoda. The eyes, the movement, very fluid. I love it. It was a great choice doing it. I mean, they didn't Sonic it up. Didn't make it weird. I think it looks good. You feel like Mandalorian's really just Boba Fett with different name. I don't even get the name of the show. He's not a Mandalorian. Yeah, well, Boba Fett is not a Mandalorian either. More you know. Yes. But did do Boba Fett, then they would be cornered into a storyline that has already been said. There's a lot of information already about Boba and Jenga from Clone Wars and things like that. And so unfortunately, I think the best way to have an opening for possible season 2 or season 3, if something like this is successful, is to have an open character that hasn't been seen before. So thus we have Din Djarin, our foundling Mandalorian. So difference there, but I understand what you're saying. There's a lot of people who thought, see, there's my screen like freaking out. I'm so sorry, you guys, but that's what I get. I really hard to have like a lot of things shipped here to work, but the lighting just not cooperating. The love interest was just sad. They're relying too heavily on the Western tropes. I agree. I want to go into that. Oh, the love interest. Oh, God. Didn't have to happen. Oh, yeah. I hope, there's a major criticism I have for Bryce Dallas Howard. That is it. Like, don't force the love. Don't do it. It needs to be very natural, or else, golly, you guys, like, this is... this screen is like freaking out. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So basically they, and I said that this was going to happen, that they're going to just end up on this new planet, or they're going to meet with Cara Dune. And we get a really nice, quick background on her. Super interesting. And I love the introduction as a fight scene with her. That was awesome, right? How they both ended up facing each other with the guns, drawn everything. And then, of course, seeing little Baby Yoda just sipping. I like that kind of humor. That's that really just going from serious to silly in 0.3 seconds. I like that kind of stuff. That's pretty great. You really get a sense of how powerful she is. Her hits and her landings, like with her fighting style, I thought were pretty impressive. I enjoyed her. For those of you who watch The Expanse, Major Bobby Draper feels and I didn't mind it one bit. I love Bobby Draper. Now I'll tell you, when I first saw Bobby Draper, I was kind of annoyed because, again, I enjoy a sense of vulnerability with the characters. Female characters need that for girls to like them. We do not like looking at someone who is basically perfect in all ways. They need to be relatable, and Bobby Draper at first was like that for me, but then I love with her character as the seasons progress. So yeah, great character with her. I feel like Cara Dune has there's obvious certain vulnerabilities kind of in the way she was talking about her history. She has a bounty on her, I suppose. So that was interesting. Yeah, so I just thought that was, I really like her storyline. I think it's interesting. Ex-rebel shock trooper. She's a badass. It's pretty nice. So then we get to meet Cabin and Stoke, who are Cabin and Stoke are villagers from the Krill farm, basically urging the Mandalorian to save them. And Mandalorian doesn't want anything to do with it until he doesn't care about the money until they find out they're in the middle of nowhere. And of course, that makes all the sense in the world because, he just talked to Kara and he's like, "This looks like this planet's taken." So we better go find someone place else, I guess. One person says they can't be here. I guess the Mandalorian's gonna walk aside and say, "Okay, I guess they can't be here." I thought it was a little rushed, that little moment too. It was a little weird. I was like, surely there's room for both of them. Why would that be like that? I didn't really get it. That was just another moment I felt that wasn't really meshing well with me. Van, glad to have you here. I hope you enjoy some of the other live streams I do more than this currently, but I am out of town, and when I return, it will be back to normal things and gaming streams and all that kind of stuff that I'm falling behind on. Oh my God, it's so much fun to do when I get home. I am excited though, because I miss Fallen Order. Oh my gosh, I miss it. I'm watching other people playing and I can't watch it anymore because it's just like, I'm supposed to be there and defeating that enemy myself. And I'm just thinking, oh God, I could do it better. I could do it better, or I could probably die better ways. That's always fun. All right. Bernard Mullen, Anakin Skywalker, and the baby Yoda were born in the same year. Just a coincidence, or am I onto something here? Hey, I mentioned the same thing. That was one of the first things I talked about in one of my spoiler videos early on in the season. And yeah, I think that is something that's going to be delved into. Why would they force 50 as the number? I mean, if you're going to go and say Yoda was 900 years old when he died, 900 years, 50. So then baby Yoda would be more like a 9-year-old, right? 9, 10, something like that, or 5 or 9. All I'm saying is, I don't know if I sense what would be like a 5 or a 10-year-old. I just don't feel like that's baby Yoda. I feel like more infantile than that, if that makes sense. So the number seems forced for good reason. And usually this is always an important thing for you guys. If you guys are really into figuring things out, always use subtitles. That's number one, because then you get to know alien species, names of characters before anyone else. Before they tell you on screen, they always have it on subtitles. The other thing is, the first thing they mention about a character, first thing, is always super important. Super important. IG-11, the first thing he mentions that he's from, I think, a different bounty hunting guild than, it was called the Bondsman Guild. Yes. He said, I'm from the Bondsman Guild. That was his thing. So when they were talking about having a difference of whether to shoot Yoda or not, that was probably the reason why, because he came from a different guild. Okay. So that's important. Baby Yoda, the first thing they mentioned about Baby Yoda was his age. That's important. So I think that there's reason for that to be that way. And I think that you're on there to something with the Anakin, the chosen one, ended up not being the so-called chosen one, as we found out. So interesting there. Speaking strength is how the feminazi sees strength, because all they ever do is yep, anyone they don't like. It's true. It's true. It's true. I have no problem saying that. It's like sarcasm and satire lead the way for the SJW women to enjoy that. They're like, oh, she's so witty. Oh, but it comes off naggy. It comes off like they're just trying to knock people down. Always. Like, just anything I hear of Amy Schumer, it just makes me feel so upset. Like, oh God, when she's like, oh God, you guys hate to feel real. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, she just, the way she talks, I'm like, God, you're not cool for men down. That's not the point of how you make a woman strong. Make a woman strong with men being strong. That's the best way to do it. I think women bringing up men will bring up more women. It's just a matter. I think it's just the way that it works. It's the dynamic. It's nice to kind of see that more in the show than most other shows do. Mason W. Candy has the best takes. I really want to like Cara Dune, but her acting felt weak for me. Yeah, I like my takes too. What can I say? Wish I could do more of them lately. I have so many reactions that I want to do, but I'm like, oh my God, by the time I get to them, it's going to be old news. old news, but I am looking forward to 1984, Wonder Woman 1984 first trailer comes out December 8th. I'm going to try to do that one. So we'll see how that goes, because Pedro Pascal is in it too as Max Lord. That's going to be really cool. And if any of y'all are familiar with his character on Game of Thrones, it's Oberyn Martell. He had quite an interesting death scene. Well, in the comic books, Wonder Woman comic books, Max Lord also has an interesting death scene, and I wonder if there's reason for that same casting choice. If the death scene dictated that same casting choice. Greetings, chat. Greetings, script doctor. The Mandalorian is so weak. WTF? Cara Dune picked him up like it was. I know. Yeah. And again, I'm trying to view this from. She's a big girl. She's a big girl, real life. I don't know if on camera that they even adequately showed how big she is, because she's a big girl. So, I am not surprised. I don't think that was Pedro Pascal in any of those fight scenes. I think that was the guy that the stuntman for Pedro is kind of big though too, comparatively to Pedro. And yeah, she did just like she took him to town. She did. I like that it was a meeting of your match, is what it felt like. There were moments where she dominated him and moments where he dominated her, and then they ended up on equal ground. It felt good enough for me for an intro. I didn't mind it. That was a fun fight. Yes, Baby Yoda versus Loth Cats. I'm going to scoot down just a little bit to catch up with you guys. Yes, it was a fun episode. By far the worst, though, but parts felt rushed and parts felt did feel slow. The ATST was badass. Yes, I'm glad you said that, because when I talk about that one, you'll see there are some moments of true, like very good moments here in this show that I think stood out. So we have one thing I liked, Amara Winta, he basically stays in their barn, right? And Baby Yoda starts to run out with Winta and they goes, they'll be fine. I don't think they'll be fine. Total newbie parent moment there. Your kid going off for the first time, and you're like, I don't think this is it. It'll be good. It'll be okay. It's just more, again, they really pound in the relatability here with the relationship between the Mandalorian and the Baby Yoda. So we have a bit more backstory on our Mandalorian too, that once you take off the helmet, it stays off. Doesn't come back on if someone else sees your face. So no one's seen his face since he was a child. And that was an interesting little tidbit there. I like that they snuck in backstory and for the Mandalorian so quickly, very very bluntly, but it was good little nuggets of information. I like that. They didn't waste any time with those. And I do like that we got to see some new tech, didn't we? The footsteps. That was kind of interesting. I haven't noticed that before. I don't know if there's any other, if in Clone Wars or something else, maybe I missed, but that being able to see the infrared kind of looking footsteps, that was kind of interesting in the woods. Again, the ATST, that was awesome. Seeing the footstep and stuff. They're like ATST. I was like, yes, ATST time. I love ATSTs. There goes my green again. I love ATSTs. I literally built my son a lamp using a model. I did a model of an ATST and connected an actual lamp to it. So when you pull the string, it's an ATST lamp. It's so fun. We love ATSTs and AT-ATs in our house. So basically the Mandalorian finds out, okay, the Empire is here and that's no good. What the heck are they doing here? And comes out to the villagers, says in true Mandalorian blunt fashion, you can't live here anymore, guys. And Cara has to come out kind of like, sweet talking just a little bit to try to be more convincing on why it's so imperative that they do leave. And it's all for naught, because the villagers are like, no, we're gonna stay, we're gonna fight this out. Which again, when I saw where this was leading, I was kind of like, I roll up there just a little bit, because anything that's like a quick training montage moment never feels right for me. Especially to that degree, where they're taking out Klatooinian raiders, ATST, and defending their village. I mean, I understand again the constraints of an episode time length, but then again, does that mean that you have to throw this that way? I don't know, but I enjoyed seeing Kara do that was in one of the TV spots. We got to see her leading the practice line, samurai style, really, with their cut off wood sticks and learning their action sequences, their fight sequences in line. It was really cool. I enjoyed that. And then who knows how to shoot? Omera, only Omera. So, out of everybody there, that was kind of interesting. Yeah, so it really enjoyed the drawing out of the ATST. This was my favorite moment. Okay, let me know in the chat if you guys thought this way too. My favorite moment was seeing the ATAT wake up, or the ATST wake up, like the eyes turning red and slowly coming up. Again, they're taking some of the best things from the originals and giving us just a little bit more about them. And that's what I really love about this show. It always comes back to that for me, the nostalgia with a sense of wonder. I got both with that moment and I was happy for it. I was like, this is why I'm watching this show. This is it. Everything else can kind of be, as long as I see more ATS like that, that's awesome. I loved it. Yes. So I'm going to touch on the chat just a little bit. ATST lamp sounds cool. Yeah, well, you make it. It was just a model that I did. And I put it on one. It's really cool. I got to take a picture of it sometime. Post it. It's pretty good. Meh, I'm not too worried about that. I could need a code or anything. What is this about? Meh, not too worried about that. It could need a code, a key. What was that about? Dr. White. There's been a Mando who's just wasted. Okay. Has there ever been a Mando who just wasted an entire village from orbit because an urchin might have seen him? Dr. White. What's okay? Moving on. 2 samurai instead of 7 samurai. Yes. Last week. Oh my God. What are they going to do now that he's running with Baby Yoda? And then I still don't understand what Mando helping this village has to do with anything plot related. Yeah, I agree. I think it was just a means to pick up Cara Dune. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'm hoping the next episode kind of clarifies that again. As yeah, it does feel like a lot of filler. I agree. Yeah. Definitely. There was nothing plot related about helping the village unless it was more about him and not wanting to move on. That's great. Yes, I agree. And the other thing too is if they come back to Omera and Winta, which I hope they don't, really don't, then yeah, that would be the other reason. But I feel like I'm not a fan of forced relationships. It felt so forced. It's so awkward. Like she's just staring into his helmet all lovingly, and I'm like, girl, you're a little thirsty. She a little thirsty this episode. That Omera. I mean, hey, that's okay. You do you, but it just didn't feel right. Hi, Geeky. This episode was cringeworthy. Yes, I expected better compared to what Debbie Chow did. Yes, I agree. I hope it goes back to that. Yeah, well, I'll tell you. Next episode is directed by Dave Filoni. And we're going to get a lot of some interesting stuff with that. Dave Filoni, the first episode. So pacing, I think, will be good next episode. I think we're going to get a lot of information on Baby Yoda in the next one. I think we're going to get a lot of information. I think the next 2 episodes are going to be good information. Now, the chapter 5 is Dave Filoni. Chapter 6 is going to be Rick Fuyamaha. I forget his name. He's the one that did the second one. The one that a lot of people thought was kind of slow because half of it didn't have any dialogue. Yeah, he's doing 7. So, no, he's doing 6. Sorry. So I think we're going to get a lot of information in the next one because that wasn't really styling of Rick. So yeah, Baby Yoda Mando is awesome. I agree. Midnight Thunder, Geeky Gal, or GeekyCandi, sup gal. The recent episode was meh. Okay, not spectacular. Yes. When I think Star Wars, I think of a lightsaber. So I hope to see Mando cross paths with a force wielded minus Baby Yoda. I agree. Now I'll say this. They have not seen the Force before. If you recall in the second episode or second chapter, when we see Baby Yoda using the Force, the end of it, Quill says to him, tell me the story one more time. I don't understand. And he's like, I don't understand either. I feel like they have not been introduced anything like that before. So if they do that, it's going to be a very big deal. And I think if they did, it would be towards the end. But I don't know in context, really. I mean, Obi-Wan would be more of a figure. I would believe it would be a figure from the flashbacks. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see. There's a hiatus between 7 and 8, right? Yes, there is. For the Rise of Skywalker. Oh, they're so sweet doing that because I'm not seeing that, so I don't care. Wookiee supremacy wasn't a big surprise to have love story crap with the female directed episode. Well, I mean, the last episode was female directed too. Not a lot of love in that one. Not very much at all. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just a Bryce out. I don't know if that was I mean, again, Jon Favreau wrote this entire thing out a while ago. These directors have certain liberties on how things are shot, but I don't know if that particular scene and those characters were cast on behalf of Bryce Dallas Howard. But I'll tell you, the how they went about presenting it was awful. The pacing was all wrong. It was cringy. So yeah, it was cringy. The Zeppo 1138. I don't think filler is bad. The show is an adventure show about different quests he encounters. Journey, just fun Star Wars theories or stories. Yeah, I agree. I thought chapter 2 wasn't filler at all for me. It was just I have reason for that in my live stream. I went through a lot of reasons why it was not filler. And I've been on a few roundtables explaining that too, because there's a lot of things that were not having to be heard, but you saw, and it developed character for us in a way that was very unique, and I enjoyed it. This one had some character building that it was not that unique, and I didn't enjoy it, but there was some character building that I did enjoy that was unique, such as I think Cara Dune was fantastic. I liked how they threw in certain moments of her background and history. It was done in a way that was not cringy. God, they did not need to go the cringe way. They went the way of the cringe with this one, for sure. Let's see here. The director's yeah, that's what I was starting to say. I agree. Jon Favreau wrote it all with Filoni and George Lucas. I was really hoping the sniper would kill the love interest and Mando would go mental on his trackers. Hey, that would have been quite the turn. Disney Plus. That'd have been pretty awesome, actually. I would have liked that. When I saw the aimer on little target on Baby Yoda, I had a moment of like, oh god, no, I'm not ready. Not ready for that. But thankfully Cara was ready, wasn't she? So yeah, we then we see the fight, and I'm kind of happy that the ATST didn't just fall into the hole that they. I was like, well, what a predictable scene here, and would have been kind of boring. So I'm glad it stopped, but then it did eventually fall in once Cara Dune and it just kind of like showed off her badassery again. She's like jumping right, come to mama kind of thing. I like that. Again, mother theme prevalent throughout this series. For sure. For sure. Yeah, so as soon as the ATST hits the ground, and the Klatooinians, with their tail between their legs, fall back, and the villagers are all happy. Yay, they saved the day. Again, very I mean, I like having action in a show. I like lots of action. But it needs to feel logical. It needs to feel natural. It needs to feel organic. It did last episode. It didn't mean this episode. And hey, you guys know, I am been a huge supporter of the Mandalorian from the get-go. I'm going to tell you to it straight. If I don't like something, I'm going to give it to you the way I feel. I'm not a shill for Disney. There are things I like and things I don't like, and I did not like the pacing of the fight. I do not like I do not like training montages for that reason. It's to build you up for something like that, and I think the payoff is weak. It's weak. and I didn't like it at all. So unfortunate there. Execution could have been better. That was the word I was looking for earlier, saying that the execution of the love interest, of the fight scene, yeah, I feel like that could have been better. The character development for Kara was great, though. I feel like I've got a good idea of who she is, and it's comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with it. I like it. So, story was too basic, needed a twist. Yeah, it was a little basic, and it had a lot of, you could guess where it's going. Predictably is never good. I did like the end, similar to the first chapter, when you hear a gunshot and you think, oh crap, did IG-11 just shoot Baby Yoda? We had that same one again here in chapter 4. Oh crap, did someone just shoot Baby Yoda? No, they shot them. So that was, I like that, but that is, it's been done already. So I hope they don't do it again. I hope they give us another twist that is a little bit more unpredictable. I would like that. Larry, hello to you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining. GeekyCandi, wishful thinking theory. If Jon Favreau takes over at Kathleen Kennedy, it would be a game changer if Kyle Katarn makes a cameo appearance with the timeline lines up with Kyle. I agree. That would be great. That'd be great. I need to do just like a theory live stream where we just like all hop on and talk about ideal situations with Star Wars moving forward, because I feel like there's so many opportunities if we can give Kathleen the boot, give Ryan Johnson the boot, and see who's left and make some theories based on that. I think that'd be great. We should try that. Maybe if we have a slow week, we can do something like that. Wookie, off topic. I like the hair. I used to do the same thing with my daughter's hair. Oh, thank you. This is what I do when it's raining in Texas. It was either this or a hat. So braids it is. This is a setup. Give Empire, give materials to barbarians and etc. to gather money and build a first order. Yeah, I want to know how that got there. That's weird. I feel like maybe you're not even going to know, because it could be just filler. It could be just, this was a remnant of the Empire, just happened to get there. I mean, again, there's like a scattering of all of these factions of the Empire. We haven't even seen, well, let me just read the rest of it. Kara being awesome and working with Mando without much reluctance, etc. Yeah, Mando domestic is bait. Yeah, no one's domesticating my Mando, okay? They better not. That would be ridiculous. No, but okay, so hear me out. We've got Giancarlo Esposito, who is from Breaking Bad. He is playing Moff Gideon, a like Imperial officer with a Death Trooper battalion. How do I know this? He was in a lot of the trailers, okay? And he's seen like shooting up this building as our Mandalorian exits it. And I want to know all these factions all over the place, where they come into play. It's really interesting to see. Yeah, random ATST on this Outer Rim farming planet. Why? Yeah, I don't get it. But I think perhaps it's just due to this dysphoria, if you will, of all of these fighting parts within the Empire to try to reclaim some semblance of power that they have lost since the the last big, well, the Empire basically blown up. The Empire basically blown up. Let's see here. Karen Horn for the win. Corin Horn for the win. What happened to Werner Herzog character? Yeah, I don't know. I hope we see him again. I'm assuming we would, because he did pay the Mandalorian good money to not bring back the bounty. So he doesn't seem like a guy that just lets things go by, does he? Not to me. And I love his voice, so I hope he has a return in some way. I'm sure he does. I'm sure Jon Favreau isn't going to just let that be a loose end. God forbid. If that is the case, I will have plenty to gripe about, for sure. Let's see here. Sorry, keep popping up. Kyle Katarn is, there we go, is after Return of the Jedi. Yes. From Rebellion time and New Republic. I can't remember. I need to, you know what? I'm going to write that down. Kyle Katarn. All right. We're going to make sure I have something that I can add to talk about that, because that seems like something of interest with this episode, for sure. what if Ezra, oh yeah, Ahsoka Tano and Sabine show up to the Mandalorian? Yeah, so I think that's a strong possibility, especially with Ahsoka. I mean, Dave Filoni has a moment where he was interviewed and he was asked, "Are we going to see any of your characters pop up in the show?" And he goes, "It was really weird, nervous laughter." Okay, really weird. It's on one of my videos. If you look through and I think it was like Dave Filoni spoilers or something. It's in my Mandalorian playlist. You can find it. He, yeah, something's gonna happen for sure. And he's like, "Never sure." That's what he says after the weird, nervous laughter. I mean, it's weird. So you can draw what you want of that, but I think we're gonna get something from Be Big. And it would probably be on a show that he does. And so next episode, I think he has one more episode after that, but I don't know which. It could be 8. It could be the last one. There's 7 or 8. I was yelling no the entire time they milked that scene of her taking. I know, me too, Wookie. I was like, choices. That wasn't a good one. She's getting a little aggressive, guys. Just a little aggressive. ATST could have destroyed the entire village. I know. Did you like how the ATST basically had Imperial Stormtrooper aiming, essentially? He kept shooting behind the villagers. I'm like, but I got to see an ATST, and I guess my standards get pretty low when I'm that happy just about seeing it in general. Cara is a strong female character that makes sense, like Black Widow. I liked her. Cara had history and training. She was no Mary Sue. This episode was character building. The Mandalorian still good. I agree. This episode doesn't make or break it for me. I feel like it's I think a 5 out of 10 in terms of, if I were to base the 10 out of the best I've seen in The Mandalorian, 5 out of 10. I think it could have gotten worse. There's a lot of area of improvement, but I think the other 3 episodes were much closer to a 10. For my taste, I liked it. There wasn't a whole lot of things that I could point out as being like good instances of foreshadow, good instances of like good humor instances. Like at least like in the second one, it was really cute with the Jawas, right? I enjoyed that. I didn't get a lot of that with this one. I would have liked for that to happen. I think that it was right for comedy more so than it got with the frog, Yoda eating the frog again. We've seen that. He spits it back out this time. Played, the only moment I actually chuckled a little bit is when they had their guns on each other, and then all of a sudden, they look over and they see Baby Yoda sipping on bone broth. That was cute. It was cute, but that was it. That was it for me. So, Ryan from Arcade Outpost calls Kyle Katarn. Oh, okay. Chuck Norris of Star Wars was a former bounty hunter turned into Jedi battle master for Luke Skywalker's Academy and Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I need to know more about that. I appreciate the information. Price is Right review. The Jawas were awesome. I agree. So, basically, we've got so the Klatooinians retreat. We have Baby Yoda eating a frog, spitting it out. That was kind of cute, right? Leaving baby. Then he thinks about leaving Baby Yoda behind, which seems like a pretty tough thing to do, but understandable. But then, of course, we see the other bounty hunter with a fob, and we know what's going to happen there. And I'm glad that they didn't leave that to the next chapter where we just were going to be like, okay, so what's going to happen? I'm kind of glad that they resolved that there. So now we know that they're going to go somewhere else, and I'm cool with that. And then a really weird scene trying to take off the helmet. Oh God, that was just why? It was painfully cringeworthy, and I wish they didn't do that. And it cheapened the episode, is what it did, more than anything else. Fortunate. Very unfortunate. Wookiee supremacy. Baby Yoda should have eaten the frog anyway. I know. Just freak out those kid, village kids just a little bit more. That would have been great. But yeah, I know they were going for a humor aspect, but it fell short because we've seen it before, and I didn't like it. At least Ryan did. I read that thing. I think I saw it on Geeks and Gamers where Ryan Johnson was like, "Yeah, I want to direct an episode." Please don't, Ryan. Please stay away. Stay in a galaxy far, far away. from The Mandalorian, please. Oh, God, what a jerk. I hate him. Okay, moving on. Can't help to think, Marquise, I can't help to think the simple, cheap village was there so money could move to the ATSD special effects. Yeah, maybe. I appreciate a new place that isn't the same thing we've seen over and over again. So far, this series, in 4 episodes, 2 hours of time, we've had an ice planet, a couple desert planets, like a volcanic kind of desert planet, and 2 forest planets. Okay? That's a lot of world building in a short period of time. And kudos to them for being that ambitious, because I think a lot of people came to Star Wars 4 was increasing, like expanding this what we know of Earth with this new galaxy, learning all these new planets, these new creatures, these new races, it's aliens for. It's so fun. And people who love sci-fi love that. It's sort of a foundation of why we love sci-fi. We love things like that. So I enjoy that. I enjoy more different sort of things though. So there was a lot in common. Krill farming, that was kind of, but I love the beautiful intro to it with the gorgeous coloring underneath the water and stuff. There were some slight differences that made it interesting. I wish it would have gone a little bit more towards the fantasy of, styling of a lot of sci-fi. But yeah, The Expanse is going to do that for us. So I'm excited because I know this next, by the way, December 13th, you guys, you can still binge watch The Expanse and catch up in time. They're 30-minute episodes. There's 3 seasons in. Catch up and watch this next time because you're going to love it. Season 4 drops on Amazon Prime, November 13th. You're going to get introduced to a new world called New Terra. That's one of the names for it. It has another name too, but it's if you like world building, this is going to be the season for you. Definitely. So, be sure to check that out. And I am going to do some stuff on that, but because it is a binge model style op of all of the shows at one time, unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing episodic reviews. I don't think I'm going to anyway. I might do like episode 1. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I don't want to go into too much detail about that here because we're here for the Mandalorian, dang it. All right. Let's see here. So yeah, after the awful hands off my helmet scene. Yeah, so targets Baby Yoda, shot rings up, Baby Yoda's saved, and then music plays. Now, did y'all notice the music was significantly different this time around? Same composer, very different music. Like, was there any semblance of that typical Mandalorian theme that we have heard the first 3 chapters? Not even a little bit. So there's a lot of variation in the music in these episodes, and I appreciate that. I thought that the music was appropriate for this place because it was so different, that having this different kind of music for this very different like village, kind of a very simple village, it was appropriate, and I like that. So kudos to Ludwig Sorensen, the 35-year-old music composer behind the Mandalorian series and possibly future Obi-Wan series. I enjoyed it a lot. Thought it was good. Let's see here. Will I watch The Witcher? I want to. I read the book. I played the game. I should watch it. But yeah, I should. And I'm interested. I just haven't didn't it already come out? It's on I should do this. Yeah, I will catch up on it. Ant's books are amazing. The series itself does justice to the books. I agree. Hey, what do you know? Following the writing works when you have good books. You don't have to deviate from it. What a concept. Yes. So I'm hoping Amazon can figure that out. Sci-Fi did it all right. They followed the books. I'm hoping now the books are great. Later on in the series, there are some things that I'm hoping they don't just, if you read the book I'm talking about, I hope they don't just run with those little parts of it. Yeah, we'll see. But I trust Gary, and Gary saw the first episode in New York at Comic-Con New York, and so he said it was really good. So I'm excited, and the fact that Carmina Drummer is still in it, she has my heart. That woman, I love her. Talk about strong females. She is one. They have really great strong female representation on The Expanse, and they don't take away from the males. Not yet, anyway. I hope they don't, but it's good. Take it down a notch, whiz jizz. Did I miss it? I must have missed that one. Drunk. I hope you're ready. Monday or Tuesday. We gonna have fun in Orlando. I'm excited. We're gonna do something. Go somewhere. We have to live stream though. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. But we're gonna do something. We gotta do something. Everyone wants us to do something. So I gotta do it. Tormentor. Hey Candy, hope to see you play more Fallen Order. I swear. The first day I returned back to Utah, I am jumping right on that game the first night I get back. I guarantee it. Because I am so tired of seeing people like Ryan Cannell and Jay, Boomer Jay, get to play and move through. And I don't even know how Jay got to the map that he's on. Skip through like so much. It's so funny. I'm like, where are you and why are you there? So I need to play. I need more glitches. That was a lot of fun. I love finding glitches. Dr. Wright, I didn't like the later book. Dude ran out of ideas. Yeah. And he has one more book left. So that'll be interesting to see how he wraps it all up. I think it's going to come out next year too. I hope it's good. Hope it's good. The Witcher books were good too. Witcher 3 is the only game I've ever played. Yeah, Witcher 3, you got your money's worth with that game. That game takes forever and a day to play. I did not play that game because I did not have the time, but I did watch gameplay streams. I follow the Rad Brad and a couple other people. So I watched it and I lived vicariously through them and watched them play sometimes. Yes. Oh, you're not happy with the casting? I like Henry Cavill. I think he is pretty convincing, but I don't know about everybody else. But I thought he did pretty. From what I've seen so far, I like his style with The Witcher. Drunk. Yes, you do stink at the game, but that's why we watch. You know this. There's two types of game viewers. The people who watch the pros, like Mark the Cyborg and Lethal, I'm sure he's pretty great too. And then there's the people who watch us drunk. They watch us play and fumble our way through the game, and we enjoy ourselves to some degree, and we rely a lot on the chat to help us through. But it's a good time for everyone, and laughs are given, and it's fun. So it is what it is. Hey, I'm not scared of gameplay. I just got to try to get through it, and without getting too frustrated and rage quit. The hard part. That's the hard part. Open-minded movie man. Can't believe Jerry is going to hold on to Carrot Top, but of course, Carrot's Jerry's son. Okay. The Witcher 2 and 3 are awesome. Yeah, I didn't play 2 or 3. I just gameplay watched. I am not happy with Yennefer's casting. Okay, so yeah, I don't know enough about Yennefer's casting, but I did hear that the show is supposedly going into more about the females than The Witcher itself. I don't know who I remember reading that review from, I don't know. I hope that's not the case. The Witcher's such a cool character. I feel like if they're going to sideswipe him and use him as a intro to the series for people to watch, but then give more information, more meat, on the female casting, then they better have good reason. For it. You didn't like the ending of the Witcher books. Shh. I haven't read them all. Don't tell me. I am going to read them. I am rereading The Expanse right now, just so I am up to snuff on all the details with season 4. But I do want to catch up on those for sure. Yellow Flash is in the house. Hey, Yellow Flash. I got to live stream with you a little while ago. That was fun. We should do that again sometime. Persistence gets you through it. Yeah. That and wine. I have to say, wine helps. Cavill may pull it off, but Yennefer's wrong. Yeah, okay, I agree. I haven't seen them all. I don't know, but the only one I knew about was Henry Cavill, and I liked his representation of it. I thought it was weird. Go from Superman to The Witcher like that. That's pretty good. I like it. Representation for Witchers win. Yeah. The female cast for the Witchers are supposedly going to be they're going to be like, I guess Henry Cavill's character, the main Witcher character, is going to be overshadowed by the females, supposedly. But I do not know for a fact. I have not seen anything except read a couple of reviews on it. They probably plan on doing it since they are phasing redhead female characters out. Yeah. Well, thank goodness for Fallen Order. We got a redhead Jedi, Cal. bringing it in for the gingers. I'm a fan. I like that. I like that. Oh, Jesse, you're here. Jesse, hello. I hope that you're going to be in Orlando when I'm going to be there. Love to get to meet you in person, sir. You look like a riot. Just a total riot. You look like a lot of fun. We should definitely hang out. So how was your Thanksgiving? Was your belly sound like? Yes. Yes. Today was a rough one, but I did go work out this morning because I knew if I didn't, I would make bad choices again today. I had to have a reset, mental reset, and I got it today for sure. So I wanted to touch base back on the show, okay? Mandalorian show. The reason why we're here, Christopher Yost, he is an executive consultant and writer for this show. He was for this episode, and he's for a few others coming up. Now, this guy, he's the one that's Iron Man, Thor, Rebels, Avengers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men Evolutions. He has a laundry list of really great work under his belt, and I'm excited to see him in the credits. So the episodes that this episode wasn't my favorite. I'm curious if he has a handle on the entire series or just certain episodes. But I believe that he is going to be actually doing some of the writing for one of the future chapters. Like he's involved more so in the writing in one of the future chapters. So having his being a part of Rebels is interesting to me with that. So keep an eye on that. I'm just curious. I always look for who is upcoming with the directors and the production. Kind of give me direction on where we're going, maybe with the plot line. I don't know. I always read too much kind of thing, but that's just where my head is. What can I say? I give you guys different perspectives for that reason. I'm Ginger, says David Morris. So is my son. so redhead's dear to my heart. And although I am not one and there are not many in my family, I feel your plight with the extinction of redheads in Hollywood. Absolutely count on it. We chill. Yay! Well, then we definitely need a live stream and do something fun for sure. For sure. Ocal's already been turned into a brunette by some mod. Oh God. They already have mods for the game. I haven't even seen that yet. The game, the world for this game is perfect for mods. Like the maps are so expansive. They could do a lot of fun stuff. I kind of interested to see that, but I wish I had the PC version so I could enjoy it more. Oh, Cal is really great. Hope we get a sequel to Fallen Order. Possibly. EA. I'd say this is a success despite it coming out half baked. I mean, let's be honest. The PS4 version could have stayed a little longer in the oven, if you will, because the glitches are crazy. Like live stream ending glitches. Like check out my gameplay part 2. That was the worst. The last 6 minutes was frustrating to say the least. So it is great, but they need to not count so much on. I bet that's just EA. They should have held on to it a little bit more, but they had to let it out when the Mandalorian came out, so it is what it is. I'm glad Fallen Order have a red head lady there, which is great. Yes, redheads representing in Fallen Order. Anyway, real quick here. Oh, X-Men Evolution was okay, but the 19 yep. Series was still the best. Yes, I agree. I love that. The intro was phenomenal too. I'm like, no, do not skip the intro. I like the intro then. What are you supposed to live stream with me? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Whatevs. Candy. Good luck. Cancel candy corn. That's more like it. All right. Mark the Cyborg. Hey, we were just talking about you. We were talking about how there's two kinds of gameplay viewers. The kind that love pros like you who fight things in grand master mode and get through it like it's story mode, Jay. And then there's people like me and Jay who, we're just some normie game players trying to get through a game, and it is what it is. We see if we can defeat something. If a spider happens to jump into the water, then that's just an interesting way to die. So you don't have to fight it then. But your gameplay is phenomenal, by the way. Mad respect after playing Fallen Order. That was, oh my gosh, it has its moments. One of your glitches is prominently featured in my video. Which one is it? I need to watch your video. Oh God, yeah, those glitches were. They were pretty awful. I like the answer when Gina asks Mandalorian what happens when he pulls off his helmet. Yeah, I did too. The one before, let's see, X-Men series 1992. I forget the name exactly. But the one that was in early 90s, what was it called? It's just, I don't know if it had a name. It was just It was just the animated series, or simply known as X-Men. It was in the 90s, early 90s and 92. So there you go. Let's see here. It took a lot of effort to get through Grandmaster. I loved your water spiders. Who doesn't love water? I didn't know that a water bath was so deadly to the spider boss. This one, I called it. Do y'all recall? I said, I'm going to kill this thing creatively. And I did. That's the kind of stuff you come to my channel for. Okay. That's what I give. That's different from everybody else. Star Wars fans are finally happy about something, and Roundhead Ryan wants to do something about it. I think he wants to kill off another favorite. What do you think about Candy? He better not touch my Mandalorian. That's what I think. I don't know. He better not touch it. Yeah, I just, John needs to just be like, no, sir, you had your chance. Don't come to mine. Don't come over here. Stay far away. You are a curse. You're a curse. And you know what else? Jon Favreau's done a lot of things with the fans. He's like really, I mean, he's a true Star Wars fan. Okay. I don't think he would bring Ryan on board because of just because of the way he acts. I mean, most of the people that he has directing episodes, you can look at their Twitter, you can tell politically where they fall, but they are not rude. They are not like outly out to snipe at fans for anything. Unlike Rian Johnson. I just feel like Favreau has a standard with this. And I hope that's the case. I hope that sticks, because it needs to. We need to have standards for directors like that, because nobody's going to see a film or show that anybody does when they have a mouth like that towards the fans. So good luck if they bring him on board, because I won't watch that show. I will not watch that chapter. I'll watch like Cliff's Notes of it somewhere, but I won't watch it. I have my standards. Rian Johnson does not fit them. Star Wars fans are finally happy about that. Yep. We read that. Oh, the Disney Stormtrooper. I need to watch that. I will watch that today. Yeah, that was fun. Oh, the animation series. Yes, that is the one we were talking about. Keely Chow in the house. Hey, Keely, how are you? Hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I hope all of you guys had a fantastic Thanksgiving, by the way. Something to be said about being home with family and being able to reconnect with family again. I wish I could be more present here as well, but I'm really enjoying the time I'm taking with them, and I hope that you guys are enjoying that to some degree as well, because family's family, and you got to enjoy them while they're around. That's for sure. Favreau knows better. I think so. Johnson can direct well, but he needs to stay far away from the writing. His Breaking Bad episodes are quite good. So, yeah. And, with one of the main character, I don't know if Giancarlo Esposito, he's Breaking Bad too, if he's going to be on season 2 or not. I think he might, but that would be the only other person that might know Ryan in that way. You had a happy Thanksgiving. Good. Today's major Mando irk are my religion. Gives gut. Yeah. That was weird, wasn't it? When she's like, I need your plasma rifle. Wasn't it like something like some plasma rifle? I think she called it. Yeah. I was like, oh, is he gonna give it to her? Just like that? Okay. So I guess that he trusts her. Okay. That was interesting. Yeah. I didn't like that. Again, the fighting sequence forced for sure. The overall character development for Kara, good. Relationship, whoa. The relationship, the love thing, no. That was 2 thumbs down. 2. No good. No bueno. Attack your enemy's weakness, not their strengths. Yes. Agreed. Funny thing is, this timeline, Kyle Katarn's bounty hunter, it would be so dope as how Kyle Katarn came after the Mando and Baby Yoda, and I would pay Mando. Oh, okay. Yeah. That would be cool. See, there's so many ways that this can run. That's why I appreciate this not being Boba Fett. You see, if it was Boba Fett, there'd be a sense of predictability, because if there isn't, people would freak out that it doesn't follow canon. I mean, here there's wiggle room because there's not a lot. This is kind of a whole new storyline, and we're borrowing parts from canon, and we're not. So, but to make a Boba Fett story, you're really putting yourself into a corner creatively, and so I kind of like that they didn't with our Din Djarin Mandalorian. 20 hours. Oh my gosh, it's a lot of time. Batman, the animated series, needs to either come back to Toonami on Adult Discovery Channel. Yeah. The family does suck. I agree. Well, you guys, I'm going to cut it off there. Larry, Frankie Zen, Angela, Keely, Bianca, Mark Cyborg, and everyone else who's here with me right now. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you guys. And like I said, when I get back home, we're going to definitely have much more regular structured videos. And I look forward to covering more things for you guys. I love the interaction of live streams, though. I definitely want to incorporate this more in the future when I get back, maybe something structured weekly that isn't just Mandalorian centered. So anyway, something to look forward to when we get back. But with all that being said, I hope that you guys have a wonderful week buying some stuff. Hopefully, with all the deals coming up, Cyber Monday, I am not a Black Friday person. Cyber Monday is my jam. So I hope you guys get some good deals. And, next time when we see each other again, hopefully Mandalorian, the next chapter is going to be a little bit better than this one for me. Hopefully we get a lot of Baby Yoda information. I'm looking forward to it all. So until next time, fandom, I will see you guys later. Bye.